Around the world, there are many variations of cheesecake, from the jiggly, cloud-like cheesecakes in Japan to the almost burnt Basque-style cheesecake from Spain. And from my neck of the woods, probably the most famous, the OG New York-style cheesecake. So, how did this dessert come to be, and what makes it so delicious? Cheesecake dates all the way back to 776 BC in ancient Greece. They were the traditional cake for Greek weddings, and Olympic athletes enjoyed them during their athletic tournaments. These cheesecakes would probably not be recognizable to us today. The first documented recipe for cheesecake dates from 230 AD. For this, fresh cheese, similar to ricotta, was pounded with wheat flour and honey, pressed into a pan and heated, presumably in a large oven that was used to bake items like bread, and cooled before eating. The Romans took this Greek recipe and altered it, creating something much more closely resembling the New York style of cheesecake we have today. They added eggs to the recipe, and it was usually served warm. It was a special occasion dish, and each region added their own twist to the recipe. The crust was one of these variations, the first one being recorded by senator and historical writer Cato the Elder. The cheesecake spread across Europe with the Roman conquests, showing up in British cookery around the 1400s. The cheesecake spread across Europe with the Roman conquests, showing up in British cookery around the 1400s. It was here that, by adding sugar, it became much more similar to the dessert we know today. Sugar was a new, luxurious, and highly sought-after ingredient from the New World, and Europeans became obsessed with this white gold. The New York-style cheesecake dates from the mid-1800s. This was most likely brought over by European immigrants to the city. In 1872, a dairy farmer from Chester, New York, William Lawrence, was trying to recreate a French style of cheese called Neufchâtel. Lawrence decided to add cream to his recipe, resulting in the development of cream cheese. However, Philadelphia was not associated with the cheese until 1880, when the now wildly successful brand, Philadelphia cream cheese, became popular. The New York-style cake is similar to its European predecessors, but is far richer and more dense with the addition of the cream cheese and extra egg yolks. By the early 1900s, the New York cheesecake was one of the most popular dishes served throughout the city in fashionable restaurants and delis. Over the years, the New York cheesecake has been adapted by other cities across the US. In Chicago, sour cream was added to the cake to make it lighter and creamier, and Philadelphia embraced elaborate fruit and chocolate toppings. Today, variations of cheesecake can be found all over the world with countless flavors, styles, and toppings, all uniquely delicious. For me, there's something wonderfully nostalgic about enjoying a piece of cheesecake and a cup of coffee. It immediately takes me back to going for coffee with my mom and my sister when we were growing up. This was quite a novel activity and something a little special, growing up in a small town that didn't even have a coffee shop until the late 90s. This decadent dessert is still one of my favorite all these years later. Did you know the inventor of the New York style cheesecake was Arnold Reuben, also famous for the sandwich named after him? If you'd like to know more about where some of your favorite dishes come from, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode.